It's time for today's big game breakdown. Let's talk some Cure Bowl Friday, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. East Coast action. I've written up the side for this game over on my webpage. You can check it out at Wager Talk. You can check out a sports memo. You can go check it out right now while you're checking out my $2 Tuesday NBA winner for tonight on the side for this ballgame. But I'm going to talk about the total and what value means. This is one that Brad Powers talked about on my Cover It podcast last week. That's the podcast version of my SiriusXM weekend shows. He talked about it last week, and boy, it made a ton of sense to me. Started digging. I'm like, yeah, this is one we want to talk about. Little edges matter. Here's one. All right. UTSA, Texas San Antonio, faced a backup quarterback 4 games in a row down the stretch. Depressed scoring against them. Everything else being even, remember, these totals are set and bet based on full season statistical profiles where these final scores and yardage numbers are surely weighted, both for books and for bettors. Are they weighted and adjusted for the fact that one team played a bevy of late season games? Again, well, late season games are going to be weighted heavier in the model versus backup quarterbacks? That's not in the stats. That's not in the model. That requires somebody paying attention, going through box scores, noting the quarterbacks they were playing, knowing who was starting the quarterback normally for their opponents, noting the Roadrunners' injury luck, and weighting their defensive stats differently. I'm not convinced that the broader betting markets are doing that for this ball. So what do we do with this info? UTSA facing backup quarterbacks? You know what to do already. You figured it out. Their defensive numbers, probably a little bit better than they should be. The total, probably a notch or two lower than it should be. What are we going to do? We're going to play the game over. O-V-E-R, over the total. 55.5. We are seeing some ticking up right now. Take advantage of it. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes higher. Look for Troy and Texas San Antonio to go over the total. There's your big game break.